The vigilante is just a man lost in the scramble for his own gratification. He can be destroyed. But if you make yourself more than just a man...
It's a symbol. I can be incorruptible. I can be everlasting.
You're just one man.
I'm Batman.
Greetings, Planet Houston, and thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Reigning. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're going to be talking about the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. My guests today are Veterans of Foreign War Ryan Prislak here. He is a Reigning friendly, and we have Christopher Michael Reardon, freelance videographer, also a you know what I'm trying to say, folks at home. He's also a Reigning friendly. So we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of the Dark Knight trilogy. We're going to be looking at it from the angle of the artistic point. How much artistic license did they take? Did they go too far? What do we like about it? What we don't like about it? And we want you guys at home to comment below and let us know what you think. So, as we let's go ahead and begin here. Let's go move over here to Mr. Prislak. What are your pros for the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say it was a good origin story, you know. We had the jump from the 1966 Batman to the 89 Batman, and there really was no origin story there. So this was the first movie to ever have an origin story. Great origin story, fantastic, led into how he got his skills, and how he can, you know, appear and disappear. No one even knows why. Ninja. So, but I thought that was one of the best pros of it. Good origin story.
I agree with you there. I think that Christopher Nolan, and I believe his brother was the writer on that one at the time, if I'm not mistaken. You could look it up if I'm wrong. But they did a terrific job of explaining to us how he became Batman, how he was lost in his struggle. I like when they find him in that prison. How about you, Chris? What are your pros that you have for it so far?
I liked how they showed how he was directed towards the theatrics of the Bat. How they used the theatrics as a way to make people more scared and fearful of, you know, what he was becoming.
Yeah. I like how when he did that, when you saw him outside of the bat suit, when you saw him in Gotham City and he was Bruce Wayne, he totally played the role up like, I am this guy who is, I've got money and I don't care. He shows up in Lamborghinis with the basically it's like they showed him, Bruce Wayne was the mask and Batman was the face. That was the very first time we saw that on the big screen, and in some of the source material like the comic books we see that. He played
a great playboy.
Mm-hmm.
He really did. He just,
I'm buying this hotel.
Yeah. As he goes swimming, as he goes swimming with supermodels in the middle of the fountain in their restaurant. It's a great draw to how he's supposed to be this just arrogant, stupid playboy.
And I like how he's caught off guard when he sees Rachel Dawes. Right after that, he's in the middle of acting. He's playing this role, all this and that. Like Alfred said, you might find yourself having a little bit of fun, but then he sees Rachel Dawes, and he's like, and he's kind of embarrassed. You can kind of see it, and he tries to explain to her, I'm more, and he's lost as Bruce Wayne now at that point, as soon as he gets his eyes fixed on her. I like the main casting for the most part. We can get into casting and all that kind of stuff later. I loved the Tumbler. The Tumbler was just, the new Batmobile that's going to come out. I mean, I don't know. I'm not ready for it, man. I mean, I just not ready for it one bit. What are your thoughts on the Tumbler, Chris?
Well, the Tumbler is awesome, but it's comparing it to the new one in this new series, in the new movie. I believe it's supposed to be, he's already established. So of course the Tumbler is going to have gotten upgrades over the years. The Tumbler was supposed to be his very first car.
They built that out of clay, a really crappy red clay.
Yeah, and they built it to actually do the stunts, and it was a real working vehicle.
Yeah.
But otherwise, the new film is, the way it looked to me in the shots I've seen, it looks like a progression of the Tumbler. The way he's upgraded it over the years.
Like a copycat Tumbler. Not a copycat, but no, you're right.
Upgraded. Because obviously in the second one, he blew it up. It blew up. So he needed to upgrade anyway.
How about your thoughts on the Tumbler?
I thought the Tumbler was awesome. I thought it was bringing reality You know what I mean? It was, because the Michael Keaton Batmobile was just phenomenal. We all grew up with that, the pop-up machine guns and all the whole jazz, dropping the ball off the shields. That was awesome, but the Tumbler didn't need shields. It already was a tank. You know what I mean? And it gave relevance to, why do I need a turbo thrust? Well, it's got to jump. It's got to do all these different reality-based things that he's got to do in Gotham.
Designed for the military as a bridge.
A bridging vehicle, so it's got to jump over, rivers and ravines and valleys even, Who knows how far that thing could go if you really ramped it up and then wait till it was full throttle, full acceleration just on the normal engine, and then hit that thing and watch what it does. How far it's going to go,
But my only complaint with the Tumbler in the movie was as soon as it hit the roof of that church, it would have
gone through it. It would have gone right
He
through
couldn't
the
have
roof.
gone back to the freeway. That thing would have crashed right into
Imagine
the
that
roof.
scene, Alfred, what? I'm trapped in a church.
But
But
if we're talking reality,
Yeah, the
it would be a
Batman, man.
bad
He
movie.
could have just flew through the window after that.
what's he going to leave her behind? She was in the car at the time.
Yeah, she was tripping balls too. I forgot. I love when he's like, "You've been poisoned," and she goes,
That's not something you tell someone who just took a whole lot of acid.
and you think that she's
all-
seeing that whole black
Well, I think
what's his name
she,
saw?
I think she knew, but this human bat in a tank just showed up and kidnapped her.
Right.
And tells her you've been poisoned. And the look on her face, yeah, it's terror, but there's probably a little bit of no shit.
It's better than, man, I've never seen someone take so much acid before in my whole life.
Acid, man. I never took so much acid. I'm gonna die, man.
You keep on knocking, but you keep going, man.
All right, so let's move into the Dark Knight, though. What are your what are your pros for the Dark Knight, Chris?
The movie. I don't see any real cons to this movie. The whole movie was fantastic. The writing, I never thought that until Heath Ledger played him, that Jack Nicholson was the Joker.
Right.
There was no other Joker. Heath Ledger as the Joker took him to a whole new level for the big screen.
Yeah.
He was truly psychotic. That from the very get-go, when he makes the pencil disappear, it was great from start to finish. He just totally messed with Batman's mind through the entire movie.
I mean, he messed up everything that he came back to Gotham to do. He was like the thorn, he was the dagger in his side. At the end of The Dark Knight Rises, when Talia stabs him, and if you guys have not seen these movies, this spoiler alert here, then sorry, you're too late. But that dagger is the Joker for the whole. He screwed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Just totally shit kicked it.
Ripped down Harvey Dent, it just ripped his entire world apart. Yeah, he won in the end, but the Joker still took a piece of him with it.
Yeah. Ryan?
Yeah, when they first cast Heath Ledger for that part, I was like, really, seriously? The guy from Brokeback Mountain is going to be the Joker? I was like, are you kidding me? And honestly, I thought that movie was going to be a total flop because of that. I was like, this movie's going to be garbage. Then the first, 30 minutes go by in the movie, and I'm just, I'm like, I was taken away. And you and I have talked, even the most professional of people in this industry, look at Michael Caine. He even said his first scene where he saw the Joker was the penthouse scene.
Yeah.
Okay? Where he comes out and he blows off the shotgun in the air and says, whatever he says, and Michael Caine sees him and he forgot his line. He was supposed to have a whole line there and he didn't even say it. He forgot it and went about his business, was like, he was just blown away by what he even looked like. And I loved how they redid the smile as scars, Yeah,
as paint rather than having
exactly, or as like latex kind of a smile, like they did with Michael or